On today's Wacky Wednesday, Nathan Oakley has trouble with the word sphen, sphen, spher, 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 sphericity.
Sphericity?
How do, dearest viewer, and welcome back to my little corner of the YouTubies. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, you join me at the end of a coughing fit, and now I've gone and got myself a headache. Anyway, doesn't matter. You don't want to hear about my medical problems, do ya? No. Now, massive thank you to my subscribers, 1,031 at the time of recording. Thank you so much to everybody. Thank you to everybody that's liked, shared, commented. Why don't you subscribe if you're not already? And a massive thank you to my patrons. They are scrolling across the screen as I speak. The screen as I speak. Sven Wellens and Bob Sadler. Thank you so much. Your help and donations are very much appreciated. Thank you. Anyway, on with today's show. Now, this is a video that I've covered before, but I had to delete because when I tried to get my channel monetized, they said I wasn't doing enough with the videos to give them any value. But I thought my happy, handsome, smiling face would be enough, but obviously not. So I'm going to do a bit more commentary and throw a few more visuals in just to beef it up a bit. So, this is a video about Nathan Oakley, who is a pretend flat earther and an all-round obnoxious moron. Yes, he pretends that the earth is flat. He hosts daily debate shows where he mocks and calls people names and mutes and shouts over his guests. So he's generally just one nasty piece of work. So I'm about to destroy him with some evidence because he got interviewed a few years ago about his beliefs in the flat earth. What a wilf.
Based on what they're showing us, it seems very fake. When we're being presented with things like the moon landing footage, and you've only got to look at it with a critical eye to see that it's done on a set.
So, moon landing denier. Who'd have thunk it from a flat earther? Who'd have thunk it from a pretend flat earther? And you don't look at anything with a critical eye, do you? Because when you saw the black swan photographed, you jumped up and down and almost jizzed in your brown underpants with a cream piping, claiming that it was flat earth proof. Undeniable flat earth proof.
Hi, I'm Nathan Oakley, and I'm a flat earther.
Oh, just look at his smug kite. He's got a face even a mother couldn't love.
I run several YouTube channels, I interview people about the subject, and I've been doing it for about the last couple of years.
You interview people about the subject, do you? I think your interviewing technique needs a little tweaking, if you don't mind me saying so.
So I can pin you down and rape you with your R value that you'll presuppose,
really
your axiom
tasteful.
that you'll talk all over while I point it out again. Maybe you'll tell me, oh, we've all got presuppositions. Yeah, Tim,
We
you
do.
have. And I'll hold you down by your girly little ankles and force that R value anally into you.
Yeah, it's just a quick example of Nathan Oakley's interviewing technique. Yes, where he talks about rape and anally inserting something into someone. Now, that particular video I got from Mr. Sensible's channel. Go and subscribe to Mr. Sensible if you haven't already, because he's a jolly top bloke. I'll answer that. He didn't, because it isn't.
In my last career, I was travelling around the world as an international sales rep.
You were travelling around the world? Let that sink in for a moment. Around the world.
And as I travelled around the world...
Ah, but did you find your baby, Lisa Stansfield?
I don't know where my baby is.
Oh, all right. Fair enough.
what I observed on almost every flight was the same thing, which was lots of people staring at the back of their headrests and observing the latest movie.
So people doing what people do on flights then, basically.
Drinking booze.
Ah, that's given me an idea. I must send Mrs. Jones to the shops to buy me some San Miguel's. That's given me another idea. San Miguel, if you are watching, If you want me to feature your name and your product on my future videos, please send me some free booze. Thanks. Hello, Mrs. Jones. It's your favourite person here. No, not Gordon Ramsay. It's me. All right, okay. Right, will you pick up some San Miguel's on your way home from work? Thanks very much. Oh, and don't forget the anusol, because my Jeremy Kyles are kicking off again. All right, see you later. Love you.
Whereas I would actually be at the back of the plane, looking out at the emergency exit window, which had the widest viewing angle, and observing the flat plane below.
Oh, of course it looks flat, you gormless dipstick. You, small. Earth, big. Of course it looks flat. Now, please tell me why I can't see Mount Everest from Bolton if the Earth is really flat.
That being the case, when I came across a Math Powerland video on YouTube and he uttered the words flat Earth, not in ridicule, but in the same context as we're talking about today, it immediately was a eureka moment. I mean, I literally went and woke my wife up and told her that the Earth was flat.
You little romantic devil, you. Do you know, if you're hoping for a bit of action, what I would suggest is take your wife breakfast in bed. You know, a bit of a fry up, a bit of orange juice at the side, and a rose tucked into a little mini vase or what have you. One thing that I wouldn't do, you passion-killing ass, is tell her that the Earth is flat. Or allegedly telling her that the Earth is flat, because I don't believe it for a second. In fact, you sound like
the incredible bullshitting man.
Well, NASA were developed for the sole purpose of lying to us.
No, they were developed for space exploration. You know, space, that thing that you've got between your stupid ears, and that thing that you claim doesn't exist because it would violate the second law of thermodynamics. Prat.
Their only purpose is to perpetuate the globe lie.
Surely you mean the flat Earth lie, because you lie about the Earth being flat.
Every single story that is told by NASA has the subcontext that we live on a globe.
Story? What on earth are you papping on about, you moron? This isn't Jack and Ori. No, I said it isn't Jack and Ori. Ooh.
The way they're faking things is with top of the line, absolutely cutting edge studio techniques like were used in the film Gravity. So they're using trapeze, they're on high wires.
Really? I don't know of a trapeze or high wire that can do this. So, over 180 degrees in one direction, over 360 degrees in the other direction. That is some high wire.
Well, that's a good comparison because the blockbuster movies bolster the NASA fakery.
No, moron. They are just pieces of entertainment, and that is all. Some are good pieces of entertainment, like the old trilogy in Star Wars, for example. Some are crap pieces of entertainment, like the new Star Wars trilogy, for example.
If you're watching Guardians of the Galaxy, or Star Trek, or Star Wars,
No, I will not objectify women on this channel. They are pretty fit, though.
The basis of that is that you are on a spinning globe.
No, the basis of it is to entertain. Oh, is it sinking in yet?
So the fact that Hollywood perpetuates this meme, this lie, this spinning globe lie, is the over-the-top suspension of disbelief.
It's probably why they call those kinds of films science fiction.
Whereas when NASA do it, they play their cards much more close to their chest. They always keep it nice and simple. So they're not going to be having Star Wars type battles in space.
And why would they? They don't have that technology anyway, you Burke.
They're just going to have a zero-G meal. It's much more downplayed. Um, the Illuminati. I don't know a great deal about the Illuminati. It's something that I've come across since finding out the Earth was flat or investigating flat Earth.
So you don't actually know that the Earth is flat, judging by that little admission there.
It would seem that there are certainly families or bloodlines or secret societies that control certain aspects of our life.
Ah, but if they're secret, how do you know about them?
However, until 1972, we hadn't been up and checked.
I think you mean 1946, when the first photograph of the Earth was taken from space. This particular image, in fact. And we've also known that the Earth is spherical for a good few thousand years.
So to say that a secret society knew and was therefore perpetuating a deception, I would say no.
This should be good.
No,
No? What do you mean, no?
I can't prove it.
Well, timber me shivers, he can't prove it. Who'd have thunk it?
I can only support it with evidence.
What evidence? You haven't got any. All you've done is go, ooh, black swan. That's not evidence, and it's been debunked a million times over.
So to say, do I need to prove it? I would say no.
I would say, yes, you are making a positive claim. Now back it up with some evidence.
Because the starting point is flat. That's what you observe, that's what I observe, and that's what everyone deals with in their day-to-day lives.
No, you gormless wonder, your starting point should be a question. I.e., I think the Earth is flat. How do I go about getting evidence for it?
I've heard every insult under the sun.
Ah, I'll bet you haven't heard this one. Oakley, you are a bumptious moron that doesn't know what toothpaste is, can't iron his shirts, and wears a silly hat.
And I think the reason we get these insults is because we
You're all science-denying half-wits?
are pre-programmed from birth to ridicule the idea of flat Earth.
I wasn't, and I dare say everybody else on the planet was not pre-programmed from birth to ridicule the flat Earth. Because before I started making videos, I hadn't even heard of this monstrously stupid idea that the Earth is flat.
We're told that it's a notion of Philistines. It's something that we have progressed beyond. So I tend to not overreact to people who are insulting to me about the subject.
Really? Shall we remind ourselves of what you said before?
Curve, so I can pin you down and rape you.
And try and ask them to either, if they're very combative, prove what they believe, which is the globe.
Why should we? Why should we prove that the Earth is round when you can't even prove that it's flat?
Or ask them to research flat Earth.
But there's nothing to research because it's not flat.
Well, I've never been to the ends of the Earth, so it's a difficult one to give you an answer.
Oh, but I thought before you said...
In my last career, I was travelling around the world as an international sales rep.
Around the world, eh? And you didn't see the edge?
Is the moon fake news? No. But does the moon have fake news surrounding it? Yes, absolutely.
Go on then, blockhead. Tell us why the moon has fake news surrounding it.
Of all of the celestial bodies, it's the one that would most indicate sphericity, is that the right word, being spherical?
I think you're forgetting about that big orange blob that we see in the daytime. I think it's called the sun.
And therefore it's used by people like NASA to prop up the notion that we are living on a sphere also.
What? The shape of the moon has nothing to do with the shape of the Earth. God, you don't need the moon to tell you what the shape of the Earth is. And not all celestial bodies are spherical anyway. Have you ever seen an asteroid? I dread to think.
Do I get ridiculed now? No.
Yes, you do. I'm doing it right now.
It doesn't seem to be the case. A couple of years on, it's more like this, people actually wanting to know more information about the subject and doing a bit of research themselves. So I think it seems things have progressed.
Well, not for you they haven't, because you still haven't produced any evidence of a flat Earth. Finally, some science.
I don't have an actual explanation for how the seasons work.
Fiddlesticks.
I don't know what the sun is. Same technically goes for the moon. I don't know what the moon is.
So, you don't know how seasons work, you don't know what the sun is, you don't know what the moon is, and you can't prove that the earth is flat. It's not going well for you, is it?
And further to that, I don't trust any of the maps that they give us.
But you trusted the pilots that flew you around the earth. The same pilots that use maps and navigation. It's still not going well for you, is it? Ah, it only matters to people who pretend the earth is flat for monetary gain.
Absolutely. It is fundamental to our state of being. It is fundamental to our existence.
No, it isn't. And if you think it is, I think you should get a different job.
If we said they are right, the perpetrators of the lie, if you like, are correct, then we are absolutely and totally insignificant. We are a speck of dust in a soup of nothing, expanding into a massive infinite space of nothingness.
By Jove, I think he's got it. Finally.
Whereas the converse is that we are in an enclosed system, therefore we're it.
But we're not in an enclosed system, are we, you Burke? And after all your years of research, you still haven't come up with a single shred of evidence to prove that the Earth is flat, have you? And that's it. That's Nathan Oakley all done, dusted and debunked. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment, etc, etc. Thanks again to my patrons, and I'll see you on the next one, which will be Sunday for the Sunday Stupid at 8 PM sharp.